Hello everyone, and welcome to another Speedpaint. This video is focused on a palette challenge that I did for myself. Basically, I used a website that generated random color palettes, and I decided to draw a few video game characters with them. I've always liked challenges like these. I did a few of them back when I was really active on Tumblr. People would send me asks, and they would like choose a specific palette and a specific character, and I draw them. I think I still even have a few of them saved in my USB, and that's basically what I did here. I thought it'd be fun to try and put them in computer windows. I thought that'd be a fun aesthetic. I wanted to see if I could really like full on go in deep with the vaporwave aesthetic, but I wasn't able to pull it off for like the collection of all of them. But I still like all the pieces regardless. Some of these pieces will be lined and some of them will be line art. But I don't know, I've always been interested in these sorts of challenges. I'm never really able to participate all that much in them, mostly because they have like a pretty quick shelf life. Like if you're on social media for a long amount of time, there's always like these fads or challenges, and after like I don't know, maybe like even like a week, like no one's ever doing them, and it's like I don't know, it can be hard to sort of keep up. But it's not even just challenges too. Sometimes it's drawing stuff. Like I have ideas for a lot of stuff that's pretty outdated now, and probably might even be more outdated by the time I release this video. Like an idea for a Bowser's Fury drawing, or more stuff about Fall Guys, or stuff about whatever DLC character that I haven't drawn yet. I don't know, it can be hard to keep up. I don't know, it's been something I've been thinking about a lot, about what's the value of drawing for social media. I don't know, it's something worth thinking about, I think. I'm sure, you know, every other person probably has a similar story to mine, where they've just been drawing ever since they're a kid. They've been drawing even before they knew social media was a thing, and they've just been having fun. They never thought about any particular value to their art or anything. They just liked drawing, and it's weird, you know, being in, like, I don't know, it's hard to think. Like, I've had social media since middle school, which I'd like to say was like 2013, maybe, like the end of middle school into high school. And I don't know, I used it only really for like connecting with some friends who were leaving my town at the time, and I don't know, it's fun, right? Like I feel like I know a lot more about art from, you know, spending a lot of time looking at tutorials at DeviantArt, and stuff like that. It's not even just like the big stuff too. Like when I was first doing my first webcomics, I got some people were telling me how they really liked the comic, but they couldn't read the comic because I scanned all my pictures. I drew them on basically printer paper and used office pens to ink them, and even with all that stuff, it made it hard for some people to read the comics. And so that inspired me to get a tablet, and learning about whatever different programs you can use to draw and stuff. All that stuff I learned from social media, and it was I don't know, it was really cool to understand this stuff. I wonder if, you know, I would be the same artist now if I had been on social media. Would I continue making art? Would I continue wanting to be an artist, or wanting to, say, one day create things that people will actually buy and stuff? It's interesting to think about. But on the offset, I feel like I've lost that sort of sense of drawing for fun. Not to say that I don't enjoy drawing. I enjoy drawing immensely. It always feels satisfying being able to finish something when I'm done a drawing session. But I always feel like, you know, there's always that initial disappointment whenever you make something and, you know, it doesn't really get a whole lot of reception on social media, whether it's you know, whether it's like not a whole lot of likes or a whole lot of retweets or whatever. I don't know, it can be pretty disappointing, I think. It's weird essentially getting a grade essentially for everything that, for stuff that initially wasn't graded at all. You know, you're just saying you want to draw some stuff, and I don't know, it feels like it's not good enough. I think that's pretty disappointing, I think. Like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I feel like this also extends a lot to YouTube as well. I love making videos. Like, seeing a video come together is probably like the proudest I've ever been for stuff that I've created. Like, it's just like so much fun, like just getting that initial spark of inspiration and finally sitting down to do stuff. I think, I don't know, it's crazy. Like, I'm thinking about some of like my most favorite projects, right? Like, I don't know, like the Raymond for Smash video is one of them too, right? I absolutely loved the entire process. Writing, gathering footage, recording, just putting the whole thing together was really rewarding. It's like that a lot too for like a lot of my montages as well. Like, even thinking about like some of my favorite speed paints, like the Final Space one or the Xenoblade one. Like, even coming back to drawing, those specific speed paints were for zines, so they were collaborations, and so they were pretty rewarding as well. But then again, it's like those kinds of drawings don't always do well on social media, so you have situations where you make stuff and it ends up not getting the reception that you want, you know? And I don't know, it kind of stinks though, because it's like, when I was a kid, I felt like, you know, I could do anything, you know? I was always making these grandiose claims about how I had this amazing pitch that I was gonna mail to Cartoon Network, and they were gonna make it into a TV show, and I was gonna be like this big epic animator, and all the great guys like Jendy Tartakovsky and Craig McCracken were gonna personally teach me animation, and I'd have this show out by the weekend, and everyone would love it, and I'd be like, and I used to just think like that and create like that. Like, I just had the next big thing on my hands, and like it wasn't a big deal. But like when you're creating for social media, I feel like you're always second guessing yourself. You're always like feeling like, oh, did I actually do something that people would like? Am I creating anything would people actually like? You know, stuff like, oh, I wish I could make something that people would actually like. You know, I don't know. I think that's like the most rewarding thing so far of creating stuff online has been basically seeing people respond to the stuff that you create, you know? Like, seeing people comment and stuff. I think that's like the big dream, you know, to create discussion and to create something that people respond to. And I don't know, I think that's something that I want a lot. And it's something that I hope that these new sets of videos instill, you know? They create something that people enjoy. But I don't know, it can be kind of frustrating when there's that silence, you know? I don't know if anyone's ever made this connection though, but it's always felt to me like, you know, dancing in an empty room or baking a cake for nobody, you know? It always feels sort of silly when you create something and no one ever looks at it, no one ever pays attention to it. And I don't know, I guess that kind of stinks though. But I feel like that only ever happens if you upload stuff, you know? Like, as of me recording this, I have like four montages that you may or may not have already seen, and one really like hour-long Pineapple Grenadier Talks About Stuff video, and I really love those, and I just think that they're really fun. And I honestly just love like sitting back and watching them. The first few Brawlhalla videos that I made, I just always would just watch them, and I have a really fun time just watching them because I was just proud of the thing I created. I think the thing that breaks me out of my funk is that like I can sit here and be sad about how, you know, I only have this many followers or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I always think the talk about followers has always been really insane to me. Like, people always say stuff like, oh, my video is doing poorly, it only has 1,000 views or whatever, or I only have 10,000 subscribers. And I'm like, that's small? If that's people's lowest point, then I must be like microscopic, right? Must be basically nothing. And I don't know, it's easy to feel that way, but I think the thing that gets me out of this is that even though a lot of the people who are making stuff that are really popular and have these big followings and stuff, even though they may have these big followings, they may have big amount, like large view counts and stuff, and they may even be able to monetize their stuff or whatever, but they're not making stuff that you're making, you know? Only you could have made the thing that you just made, right? You can't depend on somebody else to make the thing that you want to make, you know? They're never going to make it the way you made it or make the same exact choices that you made. And I think that can be kind of I don't know. I think it can be kind of rewarding in its sense to know that you've created something that no one else has created up until that point. Sure, there's been, say, hundreds of thousands of Sonic the Hedgehog fan art, but here I am making a version of Sonic that no one else has made and no one else could make but me. And I think that's a reward in and of itself. Sometimes I think to myself, well, I don't know, that's kind of cheesy, right? Like, all these big guys at the top don't have to feel that way. You know, they don't have to say these things about themselves. They just know that they're important because people tell them that they're important and that they like their content. But even if I say that, it still doesn't negate the fact that I'm making something. I'm putting something out into the world. And 9 times out of 10, there's always somebody out there who likes that stuff, whether it's on social media or on YouTube, who people comment and say that they like the stuff. I don't know. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate that I'm able to make some sort of impact, even if it's not a huge one. I don't know. It can be kind of hard sometimes to feel like you have any sort of impact, you know. But I mean, you do, you know. It's hard to tell, but obviously, you know, if you're making something that only you can make. And I think that's important. I think that's important to acknowledge, regardless of what it is and regardless of how much experience you have. I like making stuff, and I'd like to hope that people like the stuff that I make, but I still think that I'd like the stuff that I make. You know, it makes me happy, and I think that's the most important thing, you know? I mean, you can say anything you want about whether or not you do or don't have this certain amount of followers or whatever, but I think at the end of the day, like, if it's making you happy, then I think that's the most important thing out of all. This has been a weirdly heavy video, but I don't know. It's the tough talks, you know? This is just the stuff that people have to talk about. But I don't know. I think that's just something that I think about when I'm doing these challenges and stuff. You know, about whether or not you're making something that people will appreciate. But I don't know. I'm liking this new era of Speedpaint videos. I'm liking my progress of my art and the art I've created so far. And I like where I see myself going. I don't know. I appreciate it. And to the 2 or 3 people who always comment, I see you, and I appreciate you. I don't know, this was fun. It was fun to do a little bit of blind art too. I really like that I finally mastered the rulers. I think that's really fun. I'm glad I'm finally able to sort of come back to that old style that I've been doing. And I don't know, I want to do this again. I want to try and do maybe more large scale palette stuff like this. I think I'll try and link the website where I used it so you can make your own palettes too, which could be useful for other projects outside of like challenges like this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and see if I can do some more stuff with like OCs and stuff maybe. I think you should give it a crack too. Just, you know, pick some random characters and, you know, have a good time. I hope this discussion about like social media and stuff like resonated with some people, because, you know, I feel this way a lot. I have like those down spurts where I feel kind of bad about, you know, the reception, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's always, like, everybody feels that way some way, in some shape or fashion. They feel disheartened about how their social media output has turned out. So if you're in the trenches like me, don't give up. There's definitely someone who appreciates you, and you're putting out something that the world needs or that the world would appreciate. And even if no one else has told you, at least if you appreciate the thing that you created, then that's the most important thing. Have a nice day, and thank you for watching this video.
If you liked the video, leave a comment and tell me what you thought about it. Also, if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you can always know when I upload a video. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.